Elizabeth Taylor, 1932 to 2011, was a legendary British-American actress and humanitarian, renowned for her beauty, talent, and influence in both Hollywood and global philanthropy. With her distinctive violet eyes, flawless features, and magnetic screen presence, she captivated audiences from an early age. She began acting as a child, achieving stardom with National Velvet, 1944, and smoothly transitioned into adult roles, becoming one of the most bankable stars of the 1950s and 1960s. Taylor earned 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress, one for Butterfield 8, 1960, and the other for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, 1966, a role that showcased her dramatic depth. Other celebrated films include Cleopatra, 1963, where she famously portrayed the Egyptian queen and began a highly publicized romance with co-star Richard Burton. Their relationship, marked by passion and turbulence, led to 2 marriages and was closely followed by the media. Off-screen, Elizabeth Taylor was equally remarkable. Her personal life was the subject of intense public fascination, including her 8 marriages, her friendships with stars like Michael Jackson, and her resilience in the face of health struggles. In the 1980s, Taylor became a trailblazing advocate for HIV/AIDS awareness and research, at a time when the disease was highly stigmatized. She co-founded the American Foundation for AIDS Research (AMFAR), and later established the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. Elizabeth Taylor's legacy extends far beyond the silver screen. She remains a symbol of timeless glamour, emotional strength, and compassion. Her contribution to cinema and her humanitarian efforts continue to inspire generations. A true icon, Taylor's influence is still felt in both popular culture and the global fight against HIV/AIDS. Elizabeth Taylor, 1932 to 2011, was a British-American actress who became one of Hollywood's most iconic stars. She rose to fame as a child in National Velvet, 1944, and went on to have a long and successful career in film. Known for her stunning violet eyes and powerful screen presence, Taylor was both a critical and commercial success. She won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress, the first for Butterfield 8, 1960, and the second for her acclaimed performance in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, 1966. Other notable films include Cleopatra, 1963, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958, and Giant, 1956. Her personal life often made headlines, especially her 8 marriages, 2 of them to actor Richard Burton. Beyond acting, Taylor became a passionate advocate for HIV/AIDS awareness during the 1980s, co-founding the American Foundation for AIDS Research (AMFAR), and launching the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. At a time when few public figures spoke out about the disease, she helped bring attention and funding to the cause. Elizabeth Taylor remains a symbol of classic Hollywood glamour, resilience, and compassion. Her legacy lives on through her films and her humanitarian work. Elizabeth Taylor, 1932 to 2011, was a British-American actress and humanitarian, widely regarded as one of the greatest film stars of Hollywood's golden age. She began acting as a child and rose to fame with her role in National Velvet, 1944. As she transitioned into adult roles, Taylor became known for her extraordinary beauty, especially her famous violet eyes, as well as her emotional depth on screen. Over the course of her career, Taylor starred in numerous critically acclaimed and commercially successful films. Some of her most notable roles include A Place in the Sun, 1951, Giant, 1956, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958, and Cleopatra, 1963, in which she famously played the Egyptian queen and began her legendary romance with actor Richard Burton. She won 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress, for Butterfield 8, 1960, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, 1966. Beyond her acting career, Taylor was known for her glamorous lifestyle and her 8 marriages, including 2 to Burton. In the 1980s, she became one of the first major celebrities to advocate for HIV/AIDS awareness and research, founding both the American Foundation for AIDS Research (AMFAR) and the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation. Elizabeth Taylor's legacy endures not only through her iconic film performances but also through her groundbreaking humanitarian work. She remains a symbol of beauty, strength, and compassion in the public imagination. Elizabeth Taylor, 1932 to 2011, was a British-American actress and one of Hollywood's most enduring icons. Known for her dazzling beauty, especially her striking violet eyes, Taylor began her acting career as a child star in National Velvet, 1944. She successfully transitioned into adult roles and became one of the most acclaimed and highest-paid actresses of her time. She starred in many notable films, including A Place in the Sun, 1951, Giant, 1956, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958, and Cleopatra, 1963, where she met Richard Burton. Her performances earned her 2 Academy Awards for Best Actress, Butterfield 8, 1960, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, 1966. Taylor was also known for her tumultuous personal life, particularly her 8 marriages to 7 men. She married hotel heir Conrad Hilton Jr., actor Michael Wilding, producer Mike Todd, who died in a plane crash, singer Eddie Fisher, actor Richard Burton, twice, politician John Warner, and construction worker Larry Fortensky. Her passionate, often dramatic relationship with Richard Burton, whom she married and divorced twice, was especially famous and widely covered by the media. In addition to her film career, Taylor became a pioneering activist in the fight against HIV/AIDS, founding the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation and co-founding AMFAR. At a time when few celebrities spoke out, her advocacy brought awareness, funding, and compassion to the cause. Elizabeth Taylor's legacy lives on through her unforgettable film roles, humanitarian work, and iconic status in pop culture. Elizabeth Taylor, 1932 to 2011, was not only a celebrated actress but also a trailblazing humanitarian, especially known for her work in HIV/AIDS activism. In the 1980s, when HIV/AIDS was heavily stigmatized and largely ignored by public figures, Taylor became one of the first major celebrities to speak out. She used her fame and influence to raise awareness, combat misinformation, and push for medical research and government support. Taylor co-founded the American Foundation for AIDS Research, AMFAR, in 1985, following the death of her friend and actor Rock Hudson, one of the first public figures to die of AIDS. Her leadership helped legitimize the organization and brought much-needed attention to the epidemic. She was fearless in confronting political inaction and social stigma, calling out both the media and government for their slow response to the crisis. In 1991, she founded the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation, ETAF, to provide direct support to people living with HIV/AIDS. The foundation funded care programs, prevention education, and international outreach, especially in underserved communities. Taylor also testified before Congress and met with world leaders to advocate for policy changes. Her activism raised hundreds of millions of dollars for AIDS research and treatment. Beyond the financial impact, she helped change public perception of the disease and brought compassion to those affected. Elizabeth Taylor's legacy in the fight against HIV/AIDS remains one of her most enduring achievements. Her courage and commitment set a standard for celebrity activism and helped save countless lives. Elizabeth Taylor began her Hollywood career in 1942 at the age of 10, when she appeared in her first film, There's One Born Every Minute. Although the film was a small production and didn't attract much attention, it marked the beginning of her journey into the world of cinema. Her major breakthrough came just 2 years later in 1944, when she starred in the critically acclaimed film National Velvet. In the movie, she played Velvet Brown, a young girl who trains her horse to win the Grand National Steeplechase. The film was a huge success and turned Taylor into a national sensation, officially launching her as a child star in Hollywood. Her natural acting ability, combined with her striking violet eyes and camera presence, made her stand out from other young actresses of the time. From there, Elizabeth Taylor's career continued to grow throughout the 1940s and 1950s. She smoothly transitioned from child roles to more mature performances, eventually becoming one of the most respected and highest-paid actresses in the industry. Her performances in films like A Place in the Sun, 1951, Giant, 1956, and Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958, solidified her reputation as a major talent. In short, Elizabeth Taylor officially joined Hollywood in 1942, but it was in 1944, with National Velvet, that her true rise to fame began. She would go on to become not just a movie star, but a lasting legend of Hollywood.